Hello again, and welcome to this week's edition of Pass the Controller. This week, we have another free play revved up and ready to go for everyone. And for this one, I have Tejas and Justin with me. We got a few topics ready to go for everyone tonight, mostly involving Steam. So it should be a good one, especially since the Steam sale is going on in full force. But yeah, whatever. In that case, let's get right to it. Our first topic tonight is the Steam refund policy. To me, it is something that has been definitely needed for a long time, but one thing I'm wondering about is the way that they're going about it the right way. The way that they're doing it is essentially you have a 2-hour return window that could really hit small developers pretty hard, and it also leaves the door open for some abuse. So, what do you guys think about the Steam refund policy? What are your thoughts? Tejas, we'll start with you.
I definitely would have wished this was around for the entire time I've had Steam, because there's definitely been games that I bought off a whim thinking they'll be great, and then immediately 5 minutes in, I'm like, wow, this is not exactly what I thought it was going to be. So having a refund policy is great, but what I've been reading up on, it seems that they really haven't quashed any of the holes that can easily show up. I mean, the first thing I read was that you could play games that are only like 2 minutes, 2 hours long, or like an hour 45 speed run it, and then send it back, and you get basically a free game.
And to me, I think that will hit small developers really hard, especially because a lot of them make like the small, quick, fun games. Hell, just look at Portal. Just look at Portal and Portal 2. How fast was that game? So, if someone's really good and really quick, well, bam, there you go, the game, and you get your money back. So it's like, it makes me, it's kind of reminding me of their, of like the paid mods fiasco a little bit, in that they are adding something that people wanted, or at least, maybe not wanted, but it's something that would be beneficial to a lot of people. But it seems like they didn't really test it that much, and that it just leaves a lot of doors open. So it kind of feels like a beta test for it, and so they're finding the holes now, but at the cost of a lot of developers, a lot of smaller developers. Justin?
I think that's true. I mean, there are always people who will abuse any system you put in place, and let's face it, Valve has a terrible track record when implementing changes. Pretty much one of the worst in gaming distribution industry humanly possible. To the point of the refund where I bought a game, I don't like it. I hate that mindset. Like I have tons of games I've hated, and like I could have gone and returned, but I bought it legitimately. I mean, that's how it works.
Yeah.
So it's mine. I feel kind of a dick returning something like that.
Yeah.
But to me, the best use for Steam Refund, and the reason why it's so pivotal to have it now, is because Steam Greenlight is fucking people over with incomplete games, devs who take money and run. Like,
yes.
God, yes, this is so needed because of that.
That I agree with in part. It really does catch a lot of the developers that are the cut and run types. It basically makes it so that they have to do some better work if they want to keep their money. Otherwise, they're just gonna lose all their money in the digital sales. Hell, I remember when the World War Z first came out, the game was goddamn awful, and essentially the guy just cut and run for a bit.
Yep.
And then he came back later with the game and re-released it. It was just, but it's like no one got their money back from that.
Oh, yeah.
Or at least, I actually no, I think some people did, because it was such a major it was such a big thing that people did get some people did get their money back, but for the great majority they didn't, and they were stuck essentially as in like a buyer beware mentality.
Yeah, and which is I mean, with kickstarting and everything, that's kind of the atmosphere that is developed. Is
Yeah.
you have to be so leery of what you back. Like I helped majorly fund the game Arcblade. I put a lot of money into the Kickstarter, and they took the money, ran, and then came back with a mobile game. Like,
yeah. Yeah, something like that would piss me off.
Yeah, and so to me, though, that's what this is gonna help prevent some of that,
Mm-hmm.
and that's needed. But on that same thing, this whole 2 hour thing, you could cut that down to, like, in my opinion, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Because the whole point of, like, digital, you have the time to install it, and it's not like you've possessed it. It's literal playtime. So 30 minutes is enough time to get in, see if you like the systems that are in place in the game, like combat and whatnot. I mean, 30 minutes is generally enough.
Yes and no.
See most of the game.
All right, fine. How long does it usually take you to make a character in an MMO? Or how long did it take you to make a character in Mass Effect?
Other games. MMOs in general, like, because to be honest, like, a lot of MMOs, like, you won't unlock the ultimate systems until you max level and shit almost.
Yeah.
So there's content waiting for you at the end.
But all right,
Like,
fine. In that
MMOs
case, how about a game like Mass Effect, where you have a decent amount of character customization? It's a mostly single player game.
Well,
it's a high price.
Would you be?
Would that fall into the half hour? I know I can spend way more than a half hour making my character if it's giving me enough options.
In that case, what you could do, theoretically, as a player, is create a junk character that you plan on not keeping to see what the game is like.
I guess.
Play it. But, I mean, you're right. There is no one easy answer.
There is not.
You can't punish longer AAA games with more customization and characters and longer drawn-out stories over, say, these episodic games even that come out from these companies. Where you're done in 45 minutes to an hour?
Something like that. Yeah, something like that. But then again, there are also good games that are only done in about an hour or so.
Well, yeah,
and that really hurts them.
But to be honest, a lot of people, like, they post the numbers and whatnot about it, and it's minuscule. And if you compare it to the people who are keeping the game, I mean, you're always going to have people who exploit any system you put in place.
Yes.
It's never not going to be the case. The bulk majority, though, are being honest about it.
Yeah, I know, but then again, like I said, or like I've said in the past, it only takes a couple people to completely ruin it.
Yeah, and I get that, but to the point of where I think one of the big things people brought up was like DRM free games and whatnot.
Yeah.
How you can download them.
Yeah, that can hurt too. Like, to
be honest, when doesn't that happen? If you put a DRM free game out there,
or just look at GOG.
There.
GOG.
Yeah, I can go over to Pirate Bay and look at any of that and get any DRM free game that came out like 2 minutes after release. Like, it is not hard. But honest people will not do dishonest things just because you allow it. Generally.
Yeah, like I don't go to Pirate Bay really ever.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump in here.
Go for it.
Because I've tried to jump in. But I'm going to say, I think I'm on the other side of this. Because you were saying that you wouldn't return a game because you bought it? Are you kidding me? They have, I'm saying for bigger games. Yeah, get on Steam.
No, I would return a game if I bought it. If I didn't like it.
Yeah,
I bought it. I'll keep it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're going to keep it. And I don't understand that. It's like, with some of these games, like Final Fantasy 13-3, if I could have returned that full price 15 minutes after that, I own every Final Fantasy, probably 9 or 10 of them doubled over on different systems from
me too.
Either Nintendo to my PC to a console or handheld. It doesn't matter. I mean, I love Final Fantasy, but if 13.3, if I could have returned it after 2 hours for full price, I would have.
Yeah.
Because you know what? They have millions upon millions of dollars, almost 30 years of history, everything on their side that says we are going to make something amazing, go buy it. And if I have to buy it and then all of a sudden I'm let down like so many people are with 13.
That was me with 10-2.
And so on. But 10-2, oh my God, like I bought that for $1 and I felt bad. Like
Like, I feel bad I spent the money, honestly. Like, I'm like,
But it's like I also kind of feel bad.
I'm a game collector, so
Yeah.
I'm never gonna resell it.
Yeah.
Ever.
I've actually been selling some of my collection just so I can make some space and room.
Dude,
But it's like if I don't play the game, and at this point in time, a lot of the games I have are pretty common. It's kind of like mostly like the sports games, a lot of the Mario games.
I have some valuable.
Well, actually, no, I don't really trade in the Mario games. I'm talking about like semi-shovelware side games that I just pick up on a whim.
Yeah, Madden 15 for Madden 16. That's
Yeah,
cool. Whatever.
yeah. And honestly, I had a lot of PS3 games that were kind of hard to find, but I had to sell those because money is just. But I didn't. I sold them to other people rather than to a store, to like a GameStop.
Oh god, I pay shit if I was gonna sell it.
Trying to get even half or a quarter of your money back is impossible.
I got about half for the ones I sold, but then they're
Dude,
like
that's
they're like the anime games like Trinity Universe or something like that.
With a huge profit. I don't know about you guys. My game collection's valuable. I have like from Commodore 64.
Okay, yeah, like those games, yes. I'm talking about
like Xbox One games.
yeah, or Xbox One, like PS3, Xbox 360 games, or even Xbox games. When video games became even more mass produced.
Yeah, and you know what? I think to get back on top.
Yeah, with
if
Steam.
there was everything on this Steam that really needed it, it would be those games. And yeah, like you guys were talking about earlier, how long does it take to make an MMO? When I start, if you tell them you only have 30 minutes to an hour, then they can make a crappy one in the beginning.
Yeah, I guess.
If you're really going to put an hour into making your character,
but then again, that
hundreds of hours into the game if you like it.
But then again, it's like how much. But as you said, how much of the game is really within 15 minutes?
Yeah,
not
I would
much.
Say an hour.
It's
I would
like
say 55 minutes of gameplay within entering the story, right?
I'd say
sometimes the story takes
I remember.
just to get through.
Well, just remember World of Warcraft. The first hour of that game, you were just killing boars for an hour in Northshire if you're a human. It's like that part of the game was extremely boring. Like if that was all that I had to go on, I would have returned World of Warcraft and not have sunk so many hours into it as I did.
I got the best console game for that, and that's Red Dead Redemption.
Yes, that too.
That game I borrowed from a friend because I played it for 45 minutes, and all I had to do is rustle horses and get cats.
Yeah,
and
it's like the first
game is horrible.
Yeah, the first hour is a tutorial level.
And after I beat it, I remember as the game since Final Fantasy VII or Ocarina of Time or Final Fantasy X. I got a theme going on, right? That I actually was like, "This is how you make a game."
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
My controller.
So, exactly. So it's like, how can you get a good? So it's like, how can you get a good reading on the tutorial level? So it's like I understand the whole 2-hour thing, but it makes me wonder. But it, like I said, it does hurt developers that actually make full-on games within that amount of period. Like a lot of indie games are short like that. But
I wouldn't do that either. I mean, I'm very cheap. I'm gonna say it out loud. If a game takes me 2 hours to beat, it better only cost like $5.
Oh yeah, most of them are like $5-10.
Yeah,
but
maybe there is a price. If it's 20 and above, then you get the hour. If it's 20 under, then it's just that's it, one-time deal. You paid $5. Either got the $5 or you're out.
So there are like exceptions to the rule then. So that actually brings me up to my next point. Like if we notice in the Steam sale right now, a few developers tried to basically try to circumvent the return system by essentially raising the price of games but bundling it with say like a money card. Because if you have like the extra content, like the money content, that's non-refundable. So if it's bundled with that, you can't return that game at all. That is the exception written into their rules right now. So it's like we're definitely going to be seeing more of that, which is a shame. So it's like people. It's like I said. It's like with the mod thing. It's a great idea in theory, but it feels like they didn't think it through as much as they should have.
Welcome to retail, man.
Yeah.
Dude, grocery stores pull that kind of shit. Like, what makes you think a game company?
Christmas, man, Thanksgiving, Halloween. They do it for every holiday.
Yeah, they
Dude,
do.
you go to a store and like,
But do they raise the price and then drop it down saying it's a
okay.
sale?
I think
So
so.
here's the thing. Like, I work at Kroger. We have those 10 for 10 item sales all the time.
It's a very
what?
angry market.
It'll be a 99 and it will do it on items that sell for like 97 to 99 cents. We will raise the price and it will sell out on the shelf just because it's on sale. We know, like, corporations realize that.
Yeah.
You put a sale tag on something, even if it's higher than its regular price, people are fucking retarded.
Yes, they can be.
And
They can be very, very, very stupid.
I mean, underhanded, shady sales. That's how retail works.
Well, yeah. Well, I remember. Yeah, I remember. JCPenney stopped doing that. They stopped selling them at the markup and just made it. Everything was essentially the legit price, but they had no sales, and they lost money, even though their prices were normally lower because people didn't have the excitement of getting the ooh goody. It's 1% off. Hooray!
I don't even think it's that. I think it's like, oh my god, yellow tag, green tag, red tag.
Oh,
So we're talking about a soccer game now?
They purposely pick colors that you'll like.
Yeah, like in Kroger or Walmart. Walmart
Oh,
is crazy about the yellow tags. You see that yellow tag, that's a sale price. You know it. Everybody knows it in America. And you can go to Kroger, they have tags that come out and are hanging there where everything else is flat. I mean, there's reasonings behind all this marketing and genius.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't even say it's well, yeah, from a marketing standpoint, yeah, it's genius. From a person who's actually buying the stuff standpoint, that pisses me off that they do that crap. So it's like, but yeah, like if you notice for the Steam sale, GTA 5. That's a game that I wanted to pick up on the Steam sale at maybe 10-15% off. Well, it is 25% off from a $90 price tag.
Yep. I was like, fuck no, screw you.
I'm like, and it's like I see that, I'm like, oh hey, it's on sale, and then I look at the price. Wait a minute, 60 what? And then I was like, all right, let me try to find the game without the card. You can't.
No, you can't. That's how they get you.
Man, are you kidding me? Sorry, continue.
It's suitable for GTA, I will say that. Theft and robbery.
Theft and robbery right there, man.
And they do it for everything. If you have a Groupon app, I have it on my phone, and I think over the last 6 months, 8 months, I've seen so many Groupons for PlayStation 4. $3.99 for 250 gig in a game, and I'm like,
good.
That's the same price.
Yeah.
Like
no, the system itself is normally $3.99.
I got the bundle pack. I got The Last of Us with the game.
Oh, you mean that bundle pack? Okay.
So it's just the bundle pack, right? It's the same price.
Yeah, it's the Last of Us edition.
$4.99. You can get any of them, and then there's the one where they have the card where you can download either Last of Us, Destiny, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But that's not a deal. That's not a Groupon deal. You're just giving me a Groupon to buy exactly what it costs in the store.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
And that's how it always is. But I'm looking at this Steam stuff again, and I do see something that is kind of crazy, is the cards. Now, I'm not really into Steam, but I know that I've had some people ask me if they could purchase those in-game, random cards you get for every half an hour of playtime.
Oh, those stupid things.
Yeah, but hey, sometimes...
Oh, the Steam trading cards, yeah.
Yeah, because
they've had those for a while.
Fun.
Because they've had those for at least a couple of years now.
Well, I've only had Steam for a year.
Okay. Yeah, they've had those for years. So.
But that's it. If you play for 2 hours, you get all 4 of your cards. And then if anybody needs that trade, if it is a very popular game, and they can just be like, all right, I know this game's popular. I'm going to play it for 2 hours just to get those cards, and then everybody likes collecting. Somebody's going to want it.
Then again, most of them are only selling for a couple cents each.
I mean, it's
still a couple cents extra for you.
Yeah.
So it's
it's that, and I forget what was the other one. Was this guy had it was the reviews, the review bombing.
Oh yeah, the Steam Curator review bombs. Those are fun. But it's like I think we covered that in like a past PTC or something like that, where it's like that it's essentially ethics. but it's like, or it's kind of like constantly giving yourself 5 stars on the Apple Store or on Amazon or something like that, and you just have essentially tell you have the higher ups tell their employees, yeah, give this a 5-star review or you're fired.
Well, that's essentially what Reddit does. So
Yeah.
Reddits that are so popular, that was the whole league scandal, was
Yeah.
upvoting shit and downvoting other shit.
Yeah, the League of Legends upvote crap.
Yep. I mean, but that it goes on everywhere. Like,
Yeah,
this
and it's
ethics
a
is
damn
terrible
shame,
thing.
that's for sure.
Yeah,
I
Because
mean, I think
it ruins
does-
good things for people who actually do follow it.
exactly.
I think everybody really should know that in every kind of aspect of life, there are always shitty people.
Yeah.
We were talking about it, discussing it, I think, in the past one, all the kids that are screaming and whining over the headsets when you play online. I mean, there's 1,000 to 1 of that one guy who's like, hey, you want to go on a raid? I'll help you out. I'm at a higher level. I'll
Yeah.
teach you how to do it. Like, if I found that guy, I'd be like, what's wrong with you? Like, why aren't you fussing at me?
It's like, why are you a good person? Stop
yeah,
it.
like, are you
Stop
from
being a good person.
country? Like,
Well, I think that's I am glad that Nintendo does not do the voice chat just yet,
Oh,
because you're just gonna get nothing but that.
and they're all gonna be
Just
wrong.
imagine in Splatoon, my ears would start bleeding with all the high-pitched kids.
I would just turn it off. I'd be like, nope.
Yeah.
I'd play without
So
sound.
I think Nintendo has the right idea with that one. But,
Yeah,
But
I mean,
back on Steam, it's just even though yeah, I know it's a common practice, it's still shady as hell. It's
Yeah.
still a crappy thing for developers to do, to
You look at,
raise
like,
the
a
price
bunch of the-
right before a sale, and then say, "Oh, our sale price is the normal price. Congratulations."
Well, I mean, to be fair, you look at a lot of the games, and they were like, they mentioned in emails and stuff to Kotaku and whatnot that there was new content. They were going to raise the game anyway. Steam wanted it to be at this time. Like, that's Valve's decision. And so it's more shitty on Valve than the developers.
Yeah.
I mean, GTA 5 is probably the shadiest of the whole
Yes.
thing with refunded card. Like, that's pure out fucking people over so they
Yeah.
can't refund the game. Which, I mean, GTA 5's had some on and off. Like, it's got some negative reviews, positive reviews. But, I mean, that's a way to ensure control that's pretty much shady to me. Like that one. But the rest of them are, I mean, yeah, that's how it works. I mean, I know lots of games where I paid more for some stuff during other sales, and then it's been cheaper later on. And, I mean,
Well,
it happens.
but that's why the time limit's there, I guess.
Yeah.
But also, you can't get refunds on gifts either.
Well, yeah, well, that makes sense.
That's good.
I mean, give it- yeah. That cuts down on like that. Right
Yes,
there. 'Cause
for
the
that
auto
specific
gets,
one,
like,
yes.
An identity theft happens, so if you could refund gifts, oh my god, think of how bad that would be. Like, I've had my Steam account hacked multiple times. I link a prepaid debit card on it, and the only access it has is to whatever little money I put on it, which is generally, I want to buy something on Steam, I'm going to go to the store, charge it. That's why I have that card, because
Yeah.
shit gets hacked, and I don't want my actual bank account information linked
Oh yeah.
to any
Yeah,
game
I use the cards too 99% of the time.
Yeah.
Oh man, I use my credit card.
Well, the only system I use my card on is Nintendo. So
I have my
I
link
love that
to...
Nintendo, man.
it's what I grew up with, but whatever. All right. Well, the next thing that I want to mention in regards to the Steam thing, what do you guys think of the new game of the summer sale game? Well, like basically the click the robot game. What do you guys think of
I've
that?
not actually looked at Steam sale. I am for this. And I'm not even opening Steam. Like, I literally kept Steam shut. I refuse to look because I don't have money.
Well, yeah, I just dropped a whole bunch on the frickin' Pip-Boy, but that's beside the point. But yeah, it's
Oh, I have to buy
for those who have not seen it yet. It is essentially Cookie Clicker with robots and whatnot. What you do is robots pop up on the screen. You have three lanes. You pick a lane, and you just keep clicking the robot to make its health drop down to 0. You get money, and then you use it to increase your own abilities. However, the little twist is, the more robots and the more stages you get through, the more rewards and more deals you get the next day in the Steam sale. So, do you guys think do you guys think that is a good idea, or like it's a creative or innovative idea, perhaps?
I think we're gonna have to wait because I think for right now, it's the early stages. I haven't really played it through. I just looked through the sales, maybe added some to my wish list. But I did see it, and I was very hesitant because I was like, "Oh man, if I just do this for 4 days straight."
Well. Here's the good thing about it. You don't even need to be there. All you gotta do is at like the start of the day, you jump into one of the games, you hit the button that says "Close Window," and you're staying inside the game collecting money, deals, and points for the next day, and you don't even need to be there.
All right.
Yeah,
So that's what I've been pretty much doing. I occasionally jump on it just to click 1,000 times and break my mouse, and see what I can do. But yeah, it's like I've been getting the deal. I've been getting the little. That's how they're doing their flash sale voting essentially, which is interesting on how they do it. But overall, it's not too bad.
Yeah. I'm of the opinion that Steam Summer Sale, they always do fun little.
The little fun little game tie-in.
They're always trying to make a fun little game tie-in, which makes it, more interesting. It's better than collecting trading cards and backgrounds, honestly.
Yeah. But, oh well. It is creative, and I'm glad that they ironed the bugs out. I will say that, because the first day we tried it out, it was nigh impossible to get into the game, so it kind of pissed a lot of people off. But now it seems to be working really, really well, and yeah, people are playing it, people are enjoying it. It's like a mindless cookie clicker type game, and yeah, you're getting the deals out of it. Good on them, nice job. Now let's see what they do for next year.
Yeah, because I remember their winter one was a card collecting one.
Oh.
And that one was
I kind of
just to get,
ignored
like, a
that one
snow
because of it.
globe or something.
Yeah, I pretty much ignored that one. It's like, what I do it, I play it enough to get the badge. And then I'm like, okay, got the badge, I'm happy, done.
Yeah.
Yep, so, alrighty. Well, I think we'll go into our final topic for tonight. We're going to be doing a little versus topic for this one. Steambox versus a micro PC. As you guys probably know, Valve is going to be releasing their Steambox in the near future. Basically, essentially their own little mini console. But what is interesting is that there are micro PCs already out that kind of do the same thing. Do you think that Steam's little foray into this is a good idea?
I think it'll sell. I think it'll sell based on name alone to some degree. As for it being better in itself, the way Steam talks about it, it's all integrated.
Okay.
Whereas micro PCs have some easily upgradable parts that are inexpensive, such as the memory and whatnot. The whole motherboard can be taken out and slotted out, so it can be upgraded. That would be expensive.
Now you're talking about for the Steambox or the micro PC?
The micro PC.
Okay. Yeah.
So whereas they're not integrated to the whole degree. You can't switch the CPUs and stuff out on a micro PC. Unfortunately, it's integrated into the motherboard. You'd have to switch the whole motherboard, but you can theoretically upgrade as it goes along.
Okay.
And they're looking to be less expensive as a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And so
it kind of reminds me of like a Windows system versus an Apple system, or at least in terms of like price, like prices. It's like yes, Steam is going to be giving you something, but that's not going to be really moddable, and it's going to be at a somewhat higher price. While the micro PC, it's fully moddable, but the price depends on how good you are at putting it together yourself.
Or even how good. Because they all come without memory. You have to. None of them come with that installed. You have to be able to do that yourself.
Yeah.
So it does take some technical know-how.
Yes.
But
So it's like Windows versus Linux.
yeah, but I mean, to be honest, like for even home users, I don't see them being a big draw. To people, to me, it's gonna be people who travel a lot are gonna want these things more than anybody else.
Yeah.
Convention scenes, gaming tournaments, these things have a
Ooh, yeah, tournaments. That way you
these
can
things
actually
have
get the.
really
Hmm.
that's going to be their huge market. And for those people, I definitely think a micro PC is going to hold more appeal because they're going to in general have a slightly more know-how and whatnot than the Steam PC, which is all integrated and they're buying because of the name.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I I agree. Like the Steam the Steam box doesn't seem that
It,
impressive. I
it,
don't
it,
really even
yeah.
like the controller.
Oh,
I don't like how it's set up.
when I saw that controller, I was kind of,
Oh god, yeah.
yeah, I was looking at that. I'm like, seriously?
I was like, can I just put my USB 360 controller in there? Because I love that.
Yeah,
Oh boy, that
but
shit's
rather than
tiny.
like, it's like a touchpad joystick. It looks like.
But
Well,
they
and
put
that's what like the PS4's got going on, but PS4's makes a little more sense, like layout wise.
No, well, no,
yeah,
not even. The PS4 controller has joysticks. The PS4 just has that little touch screen in the middle, but it's not
Middle,
really
yeah,
used to move your character
exactly.
around. For the
yeah,
Steam controller, those are the only joysticks on it.
that's true.
Well, there's one. There's one. So they have
One.
like the weird thing is that they have the buttons and the joystick at the bottom center,
Yeah.
which doesn't make any sense. If I wanted a touchpad, okay, fine, I can use the touchpad, but this thumb needs to press the buttons. I'm not
Yeah,
pressing buttons over here.
Okay.
Like that's insane. If you
yeah,
want the second touchpad to be here, fine, okay, fine. So you just all you did was switch out your control, but I'm not even sure if the touchpads are gonna work that way or if they're gonna have like actually the the buttons you can push down for like a directional pad because it does have like a style where it looks like a imprinted directional pad on it,
Yeah.
where the other one's kind of blank on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if maybe you can push down the buttons and it'll go left, right, up, down, and then also have a touch integrated because that might be cool
Yeah.
for directional
true.
movement of where it's like if I want to go up, I don't have to just slide my thumb up. I can also press the up button
Yeah.
and then my character will go up. But if I want to just kind of like roam around and use my thumb to just let the dude do whatever he needs, okay, that's awesome. They get 2-in-1. Then you can get
yeah,
rid of the other joystick underneath it, get rid of the touchpad on the other side, put your buttons, and then you basically have the best controller possible. The
Yeah.
movement on the left thumb has all the movements of a joystick as well as the precise direction of a directional pad, and on the right side you have all your buttons that are formatted in its own way. Maybe for the camera you could have another touchpad at the bottom.
But you only have so many fingers.
Yeah.
You only have so many thumbs.
there are certain games though where even that kind of mixture of buttons would cause such issue.
Yeah.
Because directional buttons have specific functions which aren't linked to movement,
Okay.
especially in shooters where that could be your duck buttons instead of or strafing.
Yeah. Okay.
So how would that? So like I don't
The other
see how their controller functions all around for every game well. Like
But-
when I look at it, I'm like I don't understand.
but also brings up the point. You said you said that they're probably going to be using it for like tournaments and whatnot. Do you think that the gaming community would use it? Would use that controller, or would they basically create an uproar and demand to be able to use their own? Especially with PC gaming.
Oh my god, dude! Tournament gamers, they love to be able to use their own controllers. That's
Yeah.
a huge thing. Like you force weird controls on a tournament scene, you can literally dismantle it almost.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've seen that before, where it doesn't grow, or what was existed in a previous iteration of the title just disappears.
Yeah.
Because you force some weird ass controller on them.
Yeah, yeah. Why do you think that why do you think that the Wii U, the GameCube adapter for the Wii U was so big?
Oh yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it allowed people to use something that they were comfortable with. Forcing an unusual controller on them, especially for PC games and for like PC-based tournaments, you're going to create an uproar, and that's going to really hurt their sales.
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder, will this Steam box be viable going forward if they don't change anything?
I think they have to change. They have to look at their controller, obviously. They have to look at the whole integrated versus upgrading parts, because that's huge. I mean, people don't really want integrated systems anymore as much. Like, it's definitely, especially the audience who would play a portable PC. Like, they're not going to want to be, like, have to upgrade a whole new thing every so many years.
Okay.
I've never met a PC gamer that hasn't built their own computer, that doesn't have their own setup, that purchased their own keyboards, mouse, controllers, everything customized to their liking, to the last T of what color their tower glows. I mean, and if you're trying to make
for the most part, yes, I have met big PC gamers who have not built their own systems, mainly but they know someone who's built their system, or they know someone who like basically built the system for them, or if they're good enough to get like sponsored, everything's given to them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If
it's
even
free,
laptop
then
gamers,
you just take it, smile.
Even PC gamers, like, because there's a whole audience which only games on laptops now. Like, I know quite a few who do that. They will buy custom mouses and peripherals to expand the functionality.
Yeah.
And keyboards on a laptop, man. I've seen some of my buddies, they get custom keys. They rip off the keys because they don't like the flat ones that came on the PC the laptop they bought, and then they'll get the bigger ones like you'd have.
The bigger raised ones.
Thinking you see that in every field. Like hell, I was when I was working when I did some multimedia work for a couple people. The keyboards that they use, they have them set up in such a way that every key is a shortcut rather than like a normal keyboard. It's like you see labels on every key, basically them just essentially creating shortcuts for their specific program that they use, and for them it works perfectly, and they're able to do their stuff so much better. Same thing with gaming. Granted, I think a lot of it is borderline cheating because you're automating every single move that you make rather than having to do it like a normal person, but that's another rant for another day.
Even to a point where, if you think about it in a tournament sense, I think the biggest custom thing is custom, like arcade pads type things for fighters. I've seen so many custom variants that people bring and have created. My favorite was a 2-button setup that someone used in a Persona 4 arena tournament. It was hilarious because he ended up winning the whole thing, and he couldn't use like half the commands. It was a setup. It was a thing, and it was hilarious. Nice. And that's something you will only see in gaming, and that's what I think Steam doesn't like think about is how variable everything is.
Which is surprising considering how well versed they are with the gaming community, with the PC gaming community.
Counter-Strike?
Counter-Strike. Just Counter-Strike alone, they should know that they should know better. Exactly. So it's like, I think that initially the Steam box will probably sell, but if they don't try to like improve it or at least add some variability to it, I don't think it's going to last, and people are going to go back to their own systems or their own micro PCs.
Oh, there's definitely. I mean, there's micro PCs. There's now the. I can't think of the name of them, but they're essentially computer parts that slide together.
Okay.
And create a tower. I can't think of the name of it now.
Plug and play? No.
Dude, it's like rolling parts, right?
Yeah.
Plug in.
Yeah, it's like whole parts that just slide in and lock into an empty tower base.
Yeah. It's essentially a paint by numbers computer system.
Yes.
Where it allows people without technical knowledge to essentially build their own system with interchangeable parts.
Exactly. And I mean, I've seen that in tournament scenes already.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
yeah. But it works.
So Steam really needs to look at what's going on around them and realize that they're behind the times, not ahead of them.
And with the constant delays that the Steam box has been going under, it feels like in the past if this was released like 5 years ago, fine. It would be fine. but things have developed since then, and it feels like they're still on that same road rather than going on the one without the potholes.
Even if you look at like what they've shown for their touchpad, it's outdated and behind the times. Look at what Razer has done with their laptop, with the integrated tap, which I've seen League players use to huge advantage.
Yeah.
Because they can just tap it right there instead of reaching up and with their movement keys and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
You see, it's really great for MMOs because you can have a whole set of skill hotkeys that are touch.
Yep. That's correct.
They're so far behind on everything.
Yeah, they are.
The only thing I've seen outside
really
of gaming was Razer is in development. I work in development, and that was the only thing was like when you said in multimedia that everybody had their own shortcuts and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
For what I've noticed, people have just used the ones that's already integrated into the program, and then they figure it out and it becomes second nature, just like Control C and X and Z, you know? But those Razer mice, it's a godsend, especially in coding, because you don't have to move from your mouse to your keyboard to do certain things.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm so glad you brought that up, because that must be a godsend for like League of Legends player MMO. I don't play any of those.
Yeah.
But
You just set set shortcuts to everything, and you're all set.
You play an MMO.
I don't use those myself.
Using a Naga over a normal mouse, and the guy with the Naga has a huge advantage with him right at his thumb. Like, it's ungodly, especially in any PvP game. Anyone who's got those peripherals, like I have one that's a 25 customizable key, sits on my left hand. I've got the Naga in my right hand. I have double the keyboard space that I can assign any command I want to.
Yep.
Like, it's out of this world.
But yeah, overall, it's going to do fine at first, and then people are going to realize that it's really that after the hype is gone, they're going to be out.
They're going to want that Steam refund after.
Bingo. There you go. They're going to try to test the refund on the Steam box.
Take it back.
Let's see how that works. But
I think Steam's success is going to... I think Steam's more development successful thing is going to be their virtual reality headset over the Steam box, honestly. I think they should drop Steam box and focus on it, personally.
All right. Well...
And as a final note, I think really Steam has been lagging recently and just trying to go for innovation when really there's an innovation needed.
Yeah, but then again, now with the GOG picking up some steam with the DRM free games, they're going to need to step up their game a bit.
Have you tried it yet?
Yeah, I have it. I have Witcher 3 on it.
Awesome.
Yeah, I have the Witcher 3 on it. You're gonna have to send me your name on it, But for now, unfortunately, we are out of time for this current episode of Pass the Controller, essentially Steam Edition. Well, for both Tejas and Justin, I am K7. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Oh, as a quick preview, the next video is going to be our E3 review, so you have to look forward to that one. Yeah, but for everyone here and myself, thank you all very, very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.